Let's go.
All right, I'd like to welcome to the show. I got a very special guest for you. I got Evan the Black Stallion Hunt, who makes his MMA debut on March 26th over at the Celebrity Theater for RUF 46. Now, the Black Stallion here competes at 185 pounds. And again, he's making his MMA debut, but he's got an extensive background in martial arts in general. Now, you're going to be taking on Alex Barreras, who is known as a striker. What can you tell me about your training camp and about what you know about your opponent?
So what I know about my opponent is that his primary striking style is boxing. He's also, of course, versed in other kicks and stuff like that from martial arts like karate, taekwondo, things that I've also trained in. And I believe we're the same rank in BJJ as well, so that bodes well for in terms of competition. He's a little shorter than me, a little less reach than me. He's a little lighter than me, so I think he had to come up to this weight in order to take this fight, which I appreciate. But yeah, so as far as info on him, that's about it. And for myself, my background is I'm a striker as well. Been working really, really hard to get the ground game up. And Jose Munoz, Adrian Nez, and people at my gym, everyone who's been helping train me it's a really good mix of people there. So I've been getting a lot of different types of opponents to roll with. People bigger than me, stronger than me, faster than me, and that's pretty crazy because I'm pretty fast. So yeah. Otherwise, it's just I've been doing martial arts since I was 12, and I started with karate, and then a friend of mine who was in taekwondo was like, "Hey, let me show you some stuff," and I said, "I want to try that." My parents said no, and so they put me in aikido instead because they said, "Oh, it's related to judo, which is known as the gentle art." And I'm like, "Okay." So going from there, I got good with some of the smaller technical things, and I said, "You know what? I really like to throw kicks. I like to throw punches." So taekwondo after that, I did achieve a black belt in taekwondo. So um, that's primarily, yeah, thank you. That's primarily my background in terms of striking, boxing and stuff a little bit in high school, wrestling as well. And recently, I've met some really great people. We've got really good striking coaches at 12th Street MMA and Jiu Jitsu. So I'm up in my skills, pretty high. I'm enjoying my progress. Let's just say that much.
Okay, and I guess it's not, too far of a stone's throw from taekwondo, karate, judo, all that stuff to MMA. I mean, it pretty much just it's the next step, right?
In terms of competition, yeah, I think of MMA as obviously the mixture of the martial arts, and it's a great for me anyways an opportunity to show all the growth that I've had in those other areas, the new growth that I've had in certain areas, and just put it all together. I live to see how I will perform in high stress situations, and so far so good. So I'm looking to see if I can put it all together and make it look real fancy and technical rather than just going in there and just throwing blows and to see who hits first.
Well, with you and your opponent both being pretty proficient in the striking aspects of MMA, I think the fans are in for a real treat, my friend.
I think they are too. I think they are too. If you're asking me, then yes, they are. All right.
100%. And, me being the commentator, I get to reap all the benefits.
Yeah.
Being right there cage side, it's going to be awesome. Hopefully you guys get us a little wet with some blood. That'd be, we'd appreciate it.
Hey, if we get cut, we get cut. I'm not going to stop. We're good.
There we go. All right. Now, what other things do you do outside of training and competing?
So for a time, I did some stuff in like the entertainment industry, so like acting and whatnot. I'm also a stunt man. I do fight choreography for student films, short films, people in town. I'm working on one right now, actually. So, if you guys follow me at all, then you'll probably see some updates on something like that. And yeah, I mean, I was also in the Marine Corps. That's probably where I learned how truly tough, like how much I can take as a person, as an individual, whether it's stress, physical, and it helped me grow a lot from that point on.
I mean, being again, thank you for your service. I know I told you before we started, but I got to, keep on that because it's something that a lot of people don't don't go through. Not just the, defending, our great nation, but also like the stuff you guys have to go through is sometimes a little bit intense to say the least, right?
Yeah, you could say that at least.
Okay, but I mean, this choreography and this action. It sounds like you're a pretty active individual. You like to be in perpetual motion.
That's super true. That was my thing. I'm the most active person in my family, probably the most fit person in my family. Yeah, I am the most fit person in my family, and I could not sit still. You know, my mother used to be like, don't want to do your schoolwork or your homework or whatever, go outside and dig ditches and jump on the trampoline." I'm like, gladly, I will do that. You know, it's not a punishment. And so I just kind of led into who I am. I can't sit still. Even right now, like just before you got me, I was stretching, doing some massages, watching Skyfall. You know, James Bond. Love that stuff. So you know, in terms of being active, I've always thought of myself as like a superhero, secret agent, you know, soldier, and one of those. And the superhero part, I think, are very true in my case. Anyways, that's my opinion, though. Whoever.
All right. And how does the family feel about you getting into this MMA stuff?
So, I think it's not exactly an uncommon story. My dad, super excited. Brother, super excited. Sisters are like, you know, I have two of them, an older one and a younger one, and they're like, "Oh, okay, do your thing, bro. I hope you don't get hurt." Okay, I will get hurt. It's okay. That's part of the business. It's how it works. My mother is just kind of, you know, good luck. I love you. I'll see you afterwards. Basically, she's not really into it. So, I am relying on the enthusiasm of my male family members to give me a little more encouragement, a little more emphasis on what I'm doing, I suppose.
Okay. Okay. Well, as long as mom is saying, just, do your thing, then I guess that's better than
Yeah.
not supporting at all, right?
There was a time. There was a time. I remember at one point she said, "You could do so much better with yourself." And I go, "Wow, okay, it's okay. I love you, mom. But you misunderstand the martial arts. It's not just punching and kicking. It's a lifestyle. It's learning how to be disciplined, the honor and the respect, everything that goes into that. That's what really draws me into it. And I even get to teach kids too. And so I love seeing their growth, you know, and even people who are older, some of the adults that I work with, I get to train them in certain striking techniques. And I just like seeing people go from, you know, this to that because I was there too. And you know, that's what really draws me to the martial arts. It's not just the violence. Violence is a part of life, and I enjoy it. So that's where it all puts together for me.
Well, again, I think the fans are in for a real treat, and you're very articulate and sound like you get pretty scientific about how you approach things, which I appreciate, because that just means we're in for that much more of a treat. I will say, maybe voice acting is in your future because you got an excellent voice, my man.
I've done a radio commercial, and I've done like no mock-ups, put some stuff on my reel, I guess, for audio work, audio voiceover stuff like that. It would be great. It's something I could do from home, but you know, I've definitely explored that avenue, and I have all the time more to explore it now. So thank you for that.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm actually thinking about trying it myself because I get so much compliments about my voice doing this and the commentary and
Yes, very
you know,
articulate yourself. I love it as well. I can't wait to
yes,
hear what
sir.
you say about me in there when I'm throwing kicks and punches and going to the ground. It's gonna be good. Yeah.
Yes, sir. It will be good. It's not, a question. It is factual. March 26th is going to be a fucking awesome night. Now, nobody comes on this show and doesn't get to answer this question. So, and now knowing how articulate you are, I'm expecting just an articulate response. I would
Okay.
like to know how you are going to celebrate your win with food. What are you having for a victory meal?
Oh man, you're torturing me. Yeah, that's definitely something that I've been looking forward to. I don't have to cut so much in terms of you know what I'm eating, except for you know staying away from the bad stuff. Pizza, sushi, um, chocolate milk, that stuff. That's the kind of thing that I really enjoy. You know, beer. I love beer. That's chock full of calories. You know, I know it's not good for me, but I go for a run afterwards. We're cool. I am really looking forward to just feasting after the fact. All right, whether it's by myself, well, it will be by myself and with everybody else who is going to join me in my celebration.
Okay, so what order are we doing? Are we doing sushi, pizza, beer, pizza, sushi? How we doing it?
All right, beer and pizza to start. Then we go for some sushi, whatever alcohol they serve there. So I like sake. Any kind of Japanese whiskey is good for me too. And then after that, it's whatever happens next. If I go home after the fact, I'm probably going to chow down on a bowl of cereal with chocolate milk. Usually hate doing that, but I'm going to do it anyway, so I don't care. But yeah, it's gonna. I'm going to be full. Let's just say that much. And then I'll probably keep going.
All right. And how long are you going to take off between fights?
Can't really answer that yet. Like I said, this kind of thing, I'm really interested in the sport. I like the sport. I watch the sport. I keep up to date with most of it, and recently, as we've been training more Muay Thai and things like that, I've been starting to learn about fighters across the world and, training camps that they offer and such. So everything is, possible in the future. But the reason I do these things is to see how I perform in a high stress environment, because I have things that I want to protect, mainly my wife and, my belongings, obviously. And, one day if it ever came down to it, my family, whatever's going on, I need to know how I'm going to react. I've been in car accidents. I've saved people from car accidents. And it's, a moment where I'm like, well, how am I going to feel? What's my heart going to be doing? And I do like to pay attention to what's going on with my body, my brain, when those types of things happen. And so for that reason, I'm not lost in those types of moments. That being said, I just want to know I can perform. So that's why I really am excited to get down with this, because not only is it going to be my first, fight in a sanctioned fight, let's just say that much, all right, MMA fight, but it'll also be the fact that I am one of the first fighters from our gym, 12th Street MMA and Jiu-Jitsu. We don't have, it's a younger gym, so we don't have like active MMA fighters in there. We have people that have come to us that are now training with us, but I'll be the first out of the gym. So got to do well by them, give them a good look. And I really just want to see how I'm going to perform, because if it's not where I'm wanting it to be at, if it's not satisfactory, then time to keep training.
All right. And of course, being the first one out of the gym, that's going to, snowball, domino, whatever type of effect you want. I mean, you're going to have, people clamoring to get in there once they see how you do.
That's the plan. Yeah. Yeah. The plan in terms of that anyways, is I want people to come to us because I want more training partners. I also want to have different opinions, and I want to see other perspectives. Like, how do you train this? Some of the people we have in there have trained in some really interesting backgrounds, and then they start training in, the jiu-jitsu and the MMA and starting to get a base level of striking and ground game. And where it goes from there, everyone's got their own thing. And I'm pretty unique in mine. Everyone else, some other people there are pretty traditional, very robust with like the boxing and the wrestling and the, stand up on the wall and all that stuff, and getting people to the ground. It's pretty straightforward in terms of the MMA game. And I understand it. I also just like to see what else is out there. So the plan is bring some more attention to the gym, that's for sure, and bring more for myself. Obviously, I think that comes with it. And yeah, I just want things to grow, and I want to live, as a founder of something that I was a part of, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. And before I let you go, I'm sure you got some people that you'd like to thank, right?
Absolutely. First and foremost, my coaches, Jose Munoz, Adrian Nez, some friends of mine who are also acting as coaches in the gym. They are really versed in striking. We have Daniel Bowie. He's had, I believe, 40 plus Muay Thai fights and several MMA bouts as well, won the majority of them. And so he's got a really good understanding of the game, the footwork, all that stuff. My training partners, we got Spencer, we got Sun, we got Randy, who's also one of our coaches, but he trains with me like one-on-one quite a bit. He's got a pretty good background and quite a few fights under his belt as well. And he's done well in his time. We have a guy named TJ. TJ, I don't want to butcher his last name. Gauchin. I should probably ask him, but either way, he's really good. He's more, I would say, of a hobbyist, but he understands it. He understands the anatomy. I thank him for everything that he's shown me in terms of moving my frame and all that. And then, of course, I want to thank my family. I want to thank the people closest to me. My wife, she's so patient. I train sometimes morning and night, and she goes to work, comes back. We see each other for maybe an hour. So in an hour, we probably say hi, and that's about it. And then, yeah, I thank my family. I thank my brother for being there to just kind of encourage me. He's pretty successful in his own right. And there was a time where I was a little jealous of the guy, but now we're doing good things, both of us. And my mother and my father, they've always been there to support me, whether it was, in a certain way or not. They've always been there for me. And of course, I have sponsors that I've been thanking online. I have some friends of mine who are also helping me out balancing paws. I also have HX Collector. He does like trading cards for MMA and stuff. Got Citywide Pest Control, a really cool sponsor of mine because I used to be employed by them years back. And so bugs are my thing when it comes to that. And I thank them for sticking by me even after leaving. They've always been interested in what I've done. And the people who've been putting the stuff on my gear and whatnot. We have Sweet Pea. He is label, what do you call it? he does like put stamps on shirts and apparel and things like that. So that's my go-to guy for that. Everyone involved with this whole process, I'm very, very thankful for.
100%. Now, there's going to be a fighter code. I believe yours is going to be E Hunt, right?
It's just Hunt. That's what it appears as on the posters.
Okay, yeah, I'll throw it at the bottom here. So it'll
Awesome.
be Hunt is the fighter code that you can use, and some of that cha-ching, whether you're purchasing the pay-per-view or getting your tickets, some of that cha-ching goes to this man right here. So definitely show your support that way. Now, again, this fight goes down March 26th at the Celebrity Theater. It's a middleweight fight for RUF 46. I cannot wait to call the action. This one is going to be an absolute banger. Do not miss.
I'll see you there.
Yes, sir, man. We'll catch you on Friday, or sorry, Saturday, my man.
Saturday.